Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Everyone, this is Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. Today is July 8, 2020, and we are here in Israel, the Holy Land, holding short to see what this world is going to go to. We have so many factors that are in play right now. We have the coronavirus, we have the shamble economy worldwide, and we have the rising of the revolutionary anarchists that are trying to take on America. Is that real? Neither of them even can fathom the idea, what will happen if America is going to be broken. It's not an easy task to do. It's not going to happen. But the audacity of them to think that they can do that makes you think who are playing with it. Think about what was really in play. We had a kind of a calm world, like a peaceful world between the major power since World War II. We were settled. We were knowing that nobody is going to do a crazy act. We know that we had incredible power of America behind us constantly, no matter where you were in the globe. And Russia was in check, China was in check, India was in check, and all the major powers tried to play nice in the United Nations and out there. And of course, the Arab Leagues were throwing stone every so often, but, it wasn't a major thing. Right now, there is a shuffling. The shuffling happened after the corona. For some reason, people think that this was the opportunity to take on America. And all this equation, we're missing one thing, the women factor, the powerful women that can change the world and will make a difference. That's why in the next segment, we're going to have an incredible lady that she's Inspiring Lives International, a Global Sisterhood president, and Inspire Live magazine editor-in-chief. And we were going to talk about what women can do in this world and how we can make a difference. So it's going to be an exciting day. It's all dedicated to my dear mom, beloved mom that passed away 10 years ago. And today is her recognition day. So stay put, and we'll be back after this.
Israel is located in one of the most volatile areas in the world. Israel is an island of stability in a sea of war and unrest. In the midst of this turmoil, Israel stands out as a beacon of order and human progress. Each week we update you on what's happening in this, the Jewish state, a true light unto the nations. This is Jay Shapiro. Join me every Thursday on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. Today we have the honor, incredible pleasure to introduce to you and to the world Dr. Shellie Hipsky. She is the Inspire International, the executive director of Global Sisterhood, and the president and Inspiring Life magazine editor-in-chief. And she's a writer, and she's a very talented woman, and her work can make a difference. Now, we start speaking about the fact that we don't have a women factor in this incredible world of ours that is going crazy, and I want to talk to you all about it, and I want to welcome, before that, all our friends from United States, from Israel, from Canada, from United Kingdom, from Germany, from the Philippines, Finland, Indonesia, and Australia. Welcome to the show. So I'm so happy to have you. Shellie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Orly. It's a pleasure and a wonderful opportunity to speak to your listeners today. Thank you.
I'm honored to have you because this world is gone wacko and we need some women power on our end. And, the care and love of people like you that reach out to the world and help women all over the world. And you are doing such incredible thing about it. Now, let's start. You have a magazine. This magazine is online right now because we don't use print anymore. But this Live magazine, what do you talk about? Is that something for women only?
You know what? It is considered the magazine for empowering women. I got the great opportunity to work with Gloria Steinem and give her the Empowering Women in Philanthropy Award last year. And she told me that I was like a kindred spirit to her because we are really putting out this incredible material to inspire and empower the women of the world. So, and we're doing that through the nonprofit, the Global Sisterhood. So it's been a real joy to be able to spread the good word about what women are doing internationally.
Exactly. And American women are the most powerful women in the world. You guys are all over. You need to understand what women in America do. They are really the wonder women of the world because they take on projects, they take on lives like nobody else. And by taking example from Dr. Shellie Hipsky, you might have a little understanding of what women can achieve all around. So this Global Sisterhood, you have it in different continents, I heard.
We do. We're literally all over the world, and it really started with 100 women that I interviewed for my Empowering Women radio show back in the day. I took those top 100 women and I put them into book form. Came up with the international trilogy, Common Threads, which found out how women found inspiration, empowerment, and balance. And those all went international bestseller, and it was able to reach this incredible market of women that came on, and they wanted to make a difference and pool their resources, pool their funds, pool their time, their energy, their volunteer work, and come together to help with what we call hashtag pop-up giving so that we can help different charity partnerships around the world to achieve whatever dreams and goals and missions that they have on their hearts.
It's amazing. Now, tell me, Shellie, frankly, why women don't have a place in the big table? Why women are being excluded for so many years, even that we pretend we have freedom and everything, but the glass ceiling is low for us, and it's way too low over the world. In America, at least, it's high enough for you guys to work out. But do you think that there is any problem with us communicating to the men around that we can make a real play in the world?
I think that we are in a period of transition, that we have done so many of the milestones that were set forth for us by the feminists of yesterday that really
right.
Went out and tried to lower that glass ceiling, to break the glass ceiling. But I think that there's still work to be done. I was with Billie Jean King at one point at a conference in New York City, and she said that she felt like there was still so much work to be done. So I think that there is definitely a time and a place for us to even step even bigger and broader into our greatness. And by supporting each other, by coming together as a true sisterhood, that's how we're going to make the difference.
I believe that because it's important for everybody to understand that in this world of ours, the next stage is a war. Because anybody who knows crisis knows that the next stage in history was always the men resolved to a war because they cannot handle this incredible, meticulous politics. And that's where the women play, because we are master of conflict negotiation. We are master of settling dispute, and that's why they need to let us be. But for some reason, the women in Congress, they don't have a voice. They don't make that claim. They don't show up for the plate. Do you think that they do, or do you have any exceptional women that you can say, hey, she's doing the stuff? Because since Lady Diana, God bless her soul, was gone, there was no other woman who made a play, and Margaret Thatcher was incredible too. Golda Meir, of course, here. But in America, Hillary Clinton tried to take the torch, but she was playing the rough game of the man. She wasn't playing the game of the women, that what do we bring, the care, the children, because the children factor makes a difference.
Absolutely. I feel that when it comes to women, personally, I feel I have so many incredible role models, and I've been able to put them in Inspiring Lives magazine so that they're role models for the world. There are multiple people out there that maybe they haven't been splashed across the pages of all of the magazines and on the covers of those and on the television screens. They actually haven't been totally exploited yet because they have these incredible things that they do almost quietly. They don't need the spotlight. They're doing the work. They're in the trenches. And those are the women that are making such a profound difference. I can look to Pakistan with one of our charity partnerships with Sisters F there in Pakistan, and she was teaching under a tent with holes in it was a fabric tent, holes in the fabric tent on a dirt floor, teaching 200 children in a courtyard for 20 years, Orly. And then she was able to come together with the Global Sisterhood and Inspired Women, and we were able to actually take the torch, find the funding. So now she has an incredible brick-and-mortar school there. She's doing an entrepreneurial area where women are able to create different handy goods and create different things that they can sell to support their families. So there's women like her. There's a woman like Kemi in Tanzania who runs KDVPA, who recently created the Global Sisterhood Entrepreneurial Center for Women in Business. They're in Tanzania, Africa. And she's actually been able to take the fabrics and the incredible entrepreneurial designs that were created there in her village. She takes those, sends them here to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in America, sells them, and then gives back to her village. She's been able to get clean water. She's been able to have women be able to provide for their families. So
that's
for me,
amazing.
It's not always that
Now we're going to run a few minutes. We have a few minutes left to the first segment, and I would love you to stay for the next segment. But before that, we want to salute also people from Malaysia and Brazil that join our show, so we can talk to them as well. It's important, Shellie, for you to understand that my question is really important, because right now the center stage is packed with men, and the women, yes, silently, we work silently constantly. We do all the hardship and all the hard work, but the different can be made by decision making, and this is our role. This is where we need to start pushing with alternative missions or alternative vision to what the men are offering. That's the only thing that we're missing in this of this world right now, as I see it, because we don't have an alternate world that we can see, if a different direction that we can take the world to. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. And Orly, I think you're doing a fantastic job of encouraging the women and the next generation to step into their leadership roles, whether that be in politics, whether that be in running nonprofits. I think that you in particular have had this media platform to tell the world, let's step into that arena. Let's take our seat at the table with the big boys. and
right.
Let's
and
do it, as you have.
And we're much prettier than them, Hey,
Well,
we need some
can get a
color in
little
the
glimpse up,
rooms.
and absolutely, and I know that we'll touch on my book, Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants.
Yes, and
Which is
let's go. We're gonna go. We have 30, less than 30 seconds, and we're gonna go to a break. Shellie, I love what you're doing. I'm so amazed what you can do. And let's go to a break, and we'll be back after this.
The Tamar Yona Show.
Tamar? She's sassy.
She's smart.
She's funny.
But she's also a real Jewish mother.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tamar Yona. And yes, I can be all of those things. But at Israel News Talk Radio, I'm here to bring you the news stories and guests that you may not hear anywhere else. Join me live on air Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays for the most unique and bold talk radio in Israel.
The Tamar Yona Show.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. We start talking about women power that makes a difference in the world. And we have Dr. Shellie Hipsky here, but we want to salute her great, incredible mother that she is a role model. Libby Jacob. Hello, Libby, from Israel, the Holy Land. We love you. We love your daughter, and I hope that we can make you proud more and more with her. And, we want to recognize, Shellie, your grandmother, Lieutenant Hilda Never Miller. She was, tell us about it. She was a special lady, too.
She was in World War II and earned a Bronze Star. She was just an incredible powerhouse of a woman. And she's up in heaven looking down, smiling down on us right now. And just, I think that it is the passing of the torch between mothers to women and their children that are is just making such a profound difference in the world. And I see it every single day with the Global Sisterhood, just women taking other younger, the next generation under their wing and showing them the way. And then they get their wings and they go on and do great things. I have a daughter myself, a 13-year-old daughter, and I'm just amazed at her activism, her excitement about the world, and what she brings to the table, her unique qualities that she brings to the table. And I love to see so many families flourishing around the world when they are able to tap into their entrepreneurial spirit and to be able to give back to their families. And we were just talking on the break, Orly, about how tricky it is right now with COVID, how people need to make money, how we're in a very difficult economy, how nonprofits are having a hard time thriving. I run the Global Sisterhood nonprofit, and we are constantly trying to infuse that with funding so that we can give back and provide for the women of the world. So I do see that as a concern right now for the women of the world. Like, how are we going to put the food on the table and make sure that everything is going smoothly? But I love
that's
that
why the sisterhood can make a major role in this one, because if we connect all the dots between our country and we can start sharing our resources and playing it in a different level, forget the politics. We're just gonna make it happen. We are not gonna go into a war zone anymore. It's enough destruction. We need to get back on track, and let's create this chain of incredible women from one continent to another, from one country to another, that talk, that can play the game and make sure that we deliver for the children. This is for the future of mankind, for the world. So we need to take action right now. We don't have any other choice. And by the way, we have also Denmark joined to the show. So hi, Denmark. We love you. You guys are really sweethearts in the world. I'm telling you this. Those countries that always play nice with everybody. It's so nice. Anyway, so you think that we could create this chain of powerful women all around to create a motion to change the state of affairs now?
Absolutely. I not only think that I can or that we can, I see it on a daily basis with the Global Sisterhood. I see, like, for instance, Dr. Meena, she's in Nepal, and she left her job at her cushy, comfortable job in Cambridge at Harvard University because she had this pull on her heart to go back to Nepal, where she was from, because she saw the illiteracy rate of the women, and she knows that the women are leading the families, and they couldn't read and write, Orly. So she went back and she taught over 80,000 women how to read and write. I mean, think of that intergenerationally, what that impact is going to have on that next generation. What difference that's going to make with if they have a husband that's saying you can't be this, you can't be that. Now that woman has the power and the education to read and write and to pass that on. So I mean, there are so many, like you said, dots being connected here around the globe, and it's just such a beautiful thing. It really, truly is.
And one thing that I must, confirm to the world as far as the American women go, you see, they are empowered daily by the fact that they can do everything. They know they can do anything. In your book, from gown dress to
ball gowns to yoga pants, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, it's an amazing title, and you actually show the world in that perspective that the woman can do everything, and that's what the women of the world needs to know. Nothing stop you. You can do anything. You can reach out and just learn more. If you don't know it, learn more. That's why your mission is so essential in this, because you educate them how to create a new world for themselves. Tell me about the book. That's what it's all about, right?
I would love to tell you about the book. Absolutely, absolutely. And what you said just triggered something in my heart, because I was a tenured education professor of doctoral students for 10 years, and I absolutely loved it. But now I'm teaching the women of the world how to be entrepreneurs, how to create their dream business and brand through ball gowns to yoga pants, through my Empower You masterclass that I teach. And it's wonderful to see people be able to take practical strategies and create that business that is their passion and their purpose, and it's fully realized. And I think that right now the world needs ball gowns and yoga pants, because we need to be able to look at what are we good at, what could we do possibly from home with COVID, what could we do to make a huge impact in the world, but also provide for our families at the same time. So that's why I wrote ball gowns and yoga pants. And people say, why did you pick that title? But it was because my daughter, my daughter Alyssa, said to me, when you were a tenured professor, you were always in the power suits, and you're wearing the red power suit. You were going into to go and teach in front of a large lecture hall. Now I get to dress up in beautiful ball gowns and embrace that feminine side and do charity events and raise money for the Global Sisterhood and other charities around the world. The flip side of that for me, Orly, is that I also have the mommy side, the mompreneur side, and I'm running around in the yoga pants, and I'm making the business deals on my cell phone with my kids around me. And I think that right now is the time to embrace that type of leadership style, entrepreneurship style, so that we can become the best people that we are, raise the best families that we can, and be a huge part of this global community.
I think that you're absolutely right, because the factor that now with the coronavirus, everybody found themselves in front of the computer at home, doing everything at home, and all of a sudden, you become more significant because they don't see you as a female. They recognize you as a voice. They recognize you as what you bring to the table, and you don't have to to convince them that you have they need to give you a voice. You have it. You can use it, and that's the tricky part that we couldn't overcome before. But this coronavirus just gave the women the opportunity to take over the workforce through the computer, because we can do research better than them. We can understand the risk sometimes, many times more, and our fifth sense. We have senses that are not used because they exclude us. And if we can bring it to the play, maybe this world will shift the balance, and maybe we can be starting to look like even Steven 50-50. That will be nice, as far as power goes.
I think so too. Let's tip the balance. let's make it happen. It's our time. It really is. It truly is.
I think that with this cyber world war that we are all taking on, the women are an incredible factor, because cybersecurity is something that still is not developed fully, and we have it. The risk it's constant and present, and we need to take it on. Now, Shellie, we have less than 10 minutes to go. I want you to tell them where they can find you, and what site, and where they can get your book.
Absolutely. So we're being sold all over the world in all of the bookstores, from Barnes & Nobles to we're in the Target stores here in the States. We're Amazon, of course. Amazon's all over the world. So they can find it anywhere through, and I have the InspiringLivesMagazine.com that they can go to. They can contact me, particularly if one of your listeners has on their heart to write an article. We are now open to that. When we started, it was all based in print.
Editor.
Now we are
right.
Yes, now we are 100% online, and we are just getting these incredible articles and inspiration and education and research and those types of things from the women of the world that want to tell their story. I have a platform because I had a television show, Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie, years ago, that went into the Empowering Women Radio, and now I've got the
Dr. Shellie Hipsky. God bless you.
Yes.
Go get them. We ran out of time, and we're gonna talk to you sometime soon. Yeah, it's fantastic. You're great. Let's go to a break, and we'll be back after this.
In a time where feelings have become fact, where rational thought and common sense has disappeared, one man stands above it all.
I'm Howie Sobiker, your political hitman.
Political Hitman airs every Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. North American time, 7 a.m. Israeli time, only on Israel News Talk Radio.
Are you interested in transforming your life, drawing closer to the Creator, and uncovering the deeper meanings and hidden treasures in the Hebrew Bible?
Then join me, Rav Yitzhak Michelson,
and me, William Hall,
on the Science of Kabbalah, where we are seeking to narrow the gap between what we understand of our physical and spiritual worlds. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Israel time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. We were talking about the power of women and how we can make a difference. And the truth of the matter, men need us more now, more than ever, because we can economize their our mothers taught us. And my mother, Lisa, God bless her soul, that we lost her 10 years ago. She was the master. She took us from Israel to Italy to open the first kosher restaurant out of the ghetto in Rome, which was amazing because it was only 78. It was a few years still, the darkness of the Second World War still was there, and the Red Brigade were all over the place. And the idea that women go and start over again, and that's where we have this power. That's why women can help their men, succeed by sustaining them. I'm saying, women, there is no time of fussing right now. You have to buckle up and start, making sure that you can make the ends meet. It doesn't matter how you will make it. There is a God after all, and that's where we want to end up in this segment, to remind everybody. And not just remind, because we all know it for a fact. The fact of the coronavirus that trash our economy and trash our way of living, because the social life was ended, and we had also incredible risk, and a lot of people lost their life here. We were like questioning what next. And the question is, what respect, guys, you'd give to God in this world? Why we ran so fast our life and we didn't pay attention to God the way it should. And a very good example, and I'm not putting blame here or anything, and I'm telling you as it is, as I see it. You see, God created this incredible world of ours. Nobody can compete with him. You can see the sun and the moon and the clouds and the colors of this universe, the amazing places that the world have all over the world. Scandinavia, from the Arctic. You can also, Russia, America, Africa. It's amazing. And nobody remember that the Bible, which we're holding for so many thousands of years, the Jewish people came back with it, to the land to manifest what the Spirit of God wants to be. And for some reason, since the creation of this incredible Israel, they call it Israel, and it was built by secular, we have to give it to them. They as Zionists, but the idea of Zion is coming back to Jerusalem. They forget that this holy land is holy. If God chose one place in this universe that he declared that it's holy, by, Abraham, you cannot invent, life again. This is the rule of thumb, and people that wants to negate God, God bless you, I don't fight with you. You can have all the scientific fact until we find out that, all those scientists cannot do nothing with this coronavirus, even that I said that antibiotic were really a factor that they need to put in the equation to solve it. And there is some research in Italy that shows that this antibiotic might be an helping medicine. But the medical field decided they are so scientific they don't have to try antibiotic for some reason. But the fact is, God gives you all under your thumb. He gives it to you, but you need to recognize. And it's time for you to understand that this holy land of ours is not a place where fighting can take place. They try it for thousands of years. Anybody who conquered it was devastated at the end. We had the Roman Empire, we had the Ottoman Empire, so who never, everybody wanted a piece of it. But this is supposed to be for the holy people of Israel, the Jewish people, not because we are so special. It's because we decided to agree to respect God's world and accept it. Once we accepted this title, we take the load off you guys and try to show you the way. But what happened to you guys? You decided to teach us how to fight. You decided to give us arm. And last week, we were talking with an incredible member of the Trump board of the election 2020, and we were talking about the future and how can we make peace or blah, other things. And sure enough, in Congress, the Democratic Party decided to give, another contribution to Israel to build missiles. You gave us missile. We don't want missile. And that's my opinion, a woman opinion, okay? Forget the man that, you guys are running the show, get so much money to buy so much for armed forces, and you forget that I need here in Israel. I moved in Israel like other women do. They go back to the place they were born and they try to make a difference. And I see that the glass ceiling is not just too low for my head. It's barely arrived to my shoulder. I cannot fit in because of my experience in America. I can, hover around. They will never let you play in the game because you are too savvy. You have opinion and ideas, and God forbid you might shine better than us. But I don't care about the shining better than you. I want you to understand that this holy land is the God's given place for us to bring spiritual resources to the world. The whole world needs to come here to pray together. That's the unity we are seeking. And if you think you can negate us from having it at Holy Temple, if you think that somebody like the mosque that they built on top of the ruins of the temple can stay there, and you take over our holy site and say this is yours and this is then your country and this is your space and we are conquering, it's like, give us a really some respect. The history is not something you can change. You cannot invent a country that was never been here before. You cannot take, the land and call it Transjordan and then Jordan and then take over the holy site of Israel from Bethlehem, the mother, the matriarch of the Jewish people, to Hebron, where all the patriarchs are laying there. And you take us the holy sites. All the holy sites are under Muslim control with this incredible organization that the world created that needs to be abolished, like the WHO that didn't deliver for the coronavirus, didn't even alert us that there is a problem. And Donald Trump did well when they just got disengaged from the World Health Organization and United Nations. What have you been doing all these years? The only thing that they did is you condemn Israel because this is the land of God and you don't accept God for what it is, a holy, mighty God of everybody. And for some reason, the people of the book, the Jewish people, have no rights, and you can say it anywhere you want, any way you want. The people of the book, the Holy Land, needs to have a space in this universe. But there's only one. Stop sending us missiles. Stop sending us arms. I don't care for them. Women to women, we need to establish a zone where, peaceful coexistence can be. And we must convince you guys that fighting will never be the last solution. We can make a difference. This global women can join forces, but we pray so hard for you guys to understand that we come to help. We are a half of this universe, and we are the minority. We are more than half of this universe, and we are the minority. We don't hold. They don't give us power at all. They just negate us constantly because they run by missile, by generals. I got upset. I'm sorry. The idea is like this. This holy land of ours needs to be respected because God is in play. And this coronavirus is a game that God put in place, said, this is my game, his game, and he's not going to give it up if you don't recognize it. And I can introduce you to God many times, again and again, and you know he's always winning. He will always win. So why don't you just give it up and give us the space, honorable? And I said to Jordan, concede Temple Mount. It's time. We need to build the Holy Temple. And you can say it's controversial. No, it's not. It's the proper thing to do. It's the holy things to do. And you are a believer of God. You're my brothers. You know how we love God, like you guys. But we have the duty to serve him and show the world a different way of being peaceful, charitable, loving, caring, educational. That's what we're seeking. Women seek to help. And we are not here to fight anymore. So let's be back next week, and we'll pray more for all the safeguard of all you, all around the universe. This is Orly Benny Davis checking out. I gotta run. God bless you all. Ciao, ciao.
Where can you get the inside news on Israel? At Israel News Talk Radio, we're dedicated to sharing Israel's inside story with the world by providing our listeners with news on Israeli politics, current affairs, and Israeli Jewish culture. The Israel News Talk Radio homepage also provides you, the listener, with useful information at your fingertips, with scrolling news headlines, weather, currency exchange, Shabbat candlelighting times, and so much more. Our radio programming is always accessible and on demand. We operate absolutely free of charge for everyone, everywhere. If you love what we do, partner with us now by becoming an Israel News Talk Radio supporter. With your support, you'll be inscribed on our Israel News Talk Radio Wall of Fame. There's nothing like us in the world. Be part of something great. Israel News Talk Radio. Straight talk from Israel.
Howdy, this is Rita from League City, Texas, now living in Israel. And though my heart may have belonged to Texas, it now belongs to Israel and all the fantastic show hosts at Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Michael Solomon from Kiryat Arba, Israel. And why do I love listening to Israel News Talk Radio? Because I love listening to the interesting interviews they do and their news reporting that most other media sources don't cover.
Hey, this is Nicoleko from Malmö, Sweden. It gets pretty cold here in Sweden, so I love cuddling up with a warm cup of tea while I listen to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Frank Morris from Tennessee. Me and my dog Buster really love listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.